Hello, this is Jake Despain reporting live on Sunday, August 25th, 2024, from the Crescent View Primary Studios. We welcome you to our Book of Mormon News Stories program. We have several ongoing stories, including the difficulty of students getting back into the school routine of waking up early, and the report of anxiety attacks hitting primary presidency members starting to panic about the upcoming primary program. Not to mention Brother Despain's plan to sing all 8 verses of the song Book of Mormon Stories. We have guest news contributor Dr. Laura to discuss best practices for how to avoid these panic attacks. But first, we begin today with a follow-up of the developing story of the war between the Lamanites and the Nephites. The story at hand is the army of the Nephites running out of capable men to fight against the Lamanites. It is reported that 2,000 young men have enlisted to fight the mature and experienced Lamanite army. Notwithstanding the large advantages the Lamanites have over this young group, to date not one young man has died. It is reported that they have been taught by their mothers that if they, quote, did not doubt, God would deliver them, unquote. They have seemingly been led by the miraculous power of God. If you will stand by, we are going to our political panel to discuss how this small group of young men is seemingly handling the bigger and stronger Lamanite army. Over to you, Joseph. All right, thank you, Jake. We have an esteemed set of panelists here today. So, Helaman, as the leader of the Stripling warriors, what are your thoughts when you first took over command of this young men, knowing they hadn't been in battle before?
Well, when I first took command, I was both humbled and anxious. These young men were of full faith, and I knew that our success depended on their trusting God, not on their experience. In fact, in one battle, despite being vastly outnumbered, their prayers and faith led to divine protection. It was clear that their faith truly made the difference.
Wow, thank you, Helaman. Turning to you, Captain Moroni. From a military strategy standpoint, knowing that you were vastly outnumbered, and what most impressed you about the way the Stripling warriors conducted themselves in battle?
I was most impressed by their discipline and unity. They fought with purpose, showing the true power of faith-driven resolve. This has allowed us to execute more daring strategies, knowing that they would hold the line of unyielding courage. We kept our focus on the Lord, constant prayer, obedience, and reminding these youth of the teachings of their mothers help maintain their moral.
If I might jump in here.
Yes, just for our listeners, this is Tiankum, who served with these folks here in the Army. Tiankum.
I agree 100% with Moroni. Their commitment has been fire. Despite their youth, they've demonstrated a level of discipline and bravery that matched or exceeded that of our most seasoned warriors. For instance, in one battle, we had to quickly withdraw and regroup. Their tactical awareness surprised even the most seasoned veterans like myself. Sarah, sister of Gid, what do you think, having battled yourself alongside these young men?
Gid's out fighting, I see. Sarah, thanks for being with us today.
Yes, there's discipline and training and have been second to none. It's hard work to get ready, lots of wind sprints, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, and hike through the night. But it paid off nightly. I guess that stood out to me has been their absolute fearlessness and the way they inspire. Those around them, including myself, have brought as if they were invisible, and the way they have been. Not one of them had died. Though many have incurred injuries, overall, all their examples have been all rallying, crying, seeing all the courage have made every Nephite soldier fight harder. Knowing that these young men at our side.
Not one single young man has died?
Not a single death. The key factor was their faith. They believed that God would protect them, and that belief manifested in their survival and success.
This is tremendous. Any final thoughts before we go back to Jake in the primary studios?
If I might, as you all know, I've taken around the title of the Liberty flag from town to town in memory of our God, our religion, and our peace and our freedom, our wives and our children. These brave stripling warriors have followed this exactly, teaching us all about faith, unity, and sense of higher purpose. These are the foundations of any success endeavor, especially in times of crisis, when your cause is just you and trust in God. Even the impossible becomes possible.
Wow. And with that, Jake, thank you, you esteemed brethren and sister. Thank you so much for joining us. Back to you in the studio, Jake. Thank you so much. Why, thank you, esteemed panelists. We will leave it at that today. Signing off from Primary News. Good night.
Once 2,000 sons of God.